Shalom, friends. Bob here in the middle of Pennsylvania, south central Pennsylvania, near the capital of the state, Harrisburg. I'm at a conference. I've been here all week. This is Shabbat morning, and we've just had a beautiful Torah service reading the scripture from the book of Bamidbar about Korach and the rebellion. And yet, I think that phrase, and yet, may be one of my favorites in my understanding of the whole scripture. There's a constant thread that seems to be in the record of the Bible where this is happening, we fall off the rails. This guy's doing good and then he doesn't, or his kid doesn't, or he doesn't and his kid does great. There's a whole lot of dysfunction in the families of Abraham and Jacob. There's all kinds of troubles early on in Bereshit, in Genesis, and then really through kings like King David, who's a really great guy who goes off the rails, but he's a man after God's own heart. There's all kinds of these stories. So today's reading was about Korach, who was a rebel rouser and who led a revolt against Moses. And as a result, the ground swallowed him up. And 250 of his co-rebels. Not exactly the kind of inspirational reading, but here I am reading this, and then the Haftorah portion goes along with it, and I'm hearing this phrase, and yet. That is, no matter what else has happened, there's a notion within God, there's a desire within God to hold on to his people. Yep, you can go this way, go that way, you can go the wrong way, and it's not recommended. But if you do, and God's compassion is still towards you, and your inkling is towards him, just 1%, doesn't even have to be 99%, just your desire to be his. Once you turn towards him, it says whenever a man turns towards the Lord, there's liberty. The Spirit of the Lord is there. There's something about God wooing us, calling us, beckoning us back to himself. And so if you're watching this, and today you might have gone a little bit too far, you're out of God's plan, you're walking the wrong direction. If you just turn back 1 degree towards him, he'll fill in the rest of the 179 degrees and get you back on the straight, on the narrow, towards him. You might have done this, and yet the Lord is with you, the Lord's drawing you, he wants you his. And that is something in my 72 years I've learned. Maybe that'll be something by which you'll be benefited today. I'm here at this conference. We finish tonight with another great service, and then I'll be back to my regular life. Shalom.